Before Will Smith became a global superstar, he was the street-smart kid from West Philly who turned a Bel-Air mansion upside down. The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air wasn't just a sitcom, it was a time capsule of laughter, style, family, and unforgettable 90s attitude. But after the final dance, where did everyone go? Some cast members rose to even greater fame, some stepped away from the spotlight, and some left behind stories fans still talk about today. 36 years later, we're looking back at the faces that made us laugh, cry, and remember what family really meant, then and now, while uncovering the real lives behind the laughter. Will Smith, played by Will Smith. He first appeared in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in 1990 at age 22. Will came through the door with a sideways cap, fast jokes, and the ache of a boy trying to look fearless. After the series, Smith became one of Hollywood's defining global stars, turning music fame into blockbuster power, and later winning the Academy Award, Golden Globe, BAFTA, and Screen Actors Guild Award for King Richard, while his earlier rap career had already brought him 4 Grammy Awards. Yet the rise came with visible cost. His first marriage to Cherie Zampino ended in divorce in 1995. His marriage to Jada Pinkett Smith entered a long separation that she publicly revealed in 2023, and the 2022 Oscars slap led the Academy to ban him from its events for 10 years. The sitcom that began as a rescue became the shadow behind every triumph and fall. In 2026, Will Smith is 57 and lives in Calabasas. Philip Banks, played by James Avery. He first appeared in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in 1990, at age 45. Philip Banks filled the room with a judge's voice, a father's fury, and a wounded man's softness. After the show, Avery kept working with force, carrying his baritone into animation as Shredder on Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles, appearing as Judge Michael Conover on LA Law, and later bringing mature gravity to the closer. Before television made him Uncle Phil, he served in the US Navy during the Vietnam era, moved through poetry and public television, and helped create the Emmy-winning PBS production Amida Speaks, poet James Avery. He married Barbara Avery in 1988, became stepfather to her son Kevin, and had no biological children. When the cast reunited years later, his absence turned laughter into remembrance. James Avery died on December 31st, 2013, at age 68 from complications following open-heart surgery, and his ashes were scattered in the Pacific Ocean near Los Angeles. Vivian Banks, played by Janet Hubert. She first appeared in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in 1990 at age 34. Vivian entered as a dancer, a professor, and a mother whose elegance could turn into steel without warning. Hubert earned an NAACP Image Award nomination for the role, and decades later, her performance in King Esther brought her a Daytime Emmy nomination in 2020, a recognition that arrived after years of public misunderstanding. Her exit from Fresh Prince became one of television's most painful shadows. She later said she was pregnant, in an abusive marriage, facing a reduced contract, and left with a new baby as work and reputation collapsed around her. She also endured years of disabling neck and spine problems, surgeries, chronic pain, and the loss and retraining of her singing voice. The 2020 reunion with Will Smith did not erase the wound, but it gave the story air. In 2026, Janet Hubert is 70 and lives in Montclair. Vivian Banks, played by Daphne Reed. She first appeared in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in 1993 at age 45. Her Vivian was calmer on the surface, but carried the practiced warmth of a woman who knew how to hold a family together. Before joining the show, Reed had already broken barriers as Northwestern University's first black homecoming queen and the first African-American woman on the cover of Glamour. Afterward, she and her husband Tim Reed helped build New Millennium Studios in Petersburg, Virginia, one of the most important black-owned production spaces of its era. She also reshaped her later life through photography, clothing design, and books, turning doors, travel, and memory into art. Her own road included a first marriage to Robert Tubbs, divorce, motherhood, and then a long creative partnership with Tim that survived the sale of the studio dream in 2015. The second Aunt Viv became a maker of images beyond the screen. In 2026, Daphne Reid is 77 and lives in Richmond. Carlton Banks, played by Alfonso Ribeiro. He first appeared in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in 1990 at age 19. Carlton was all pressed shirts, anxious ambition, and that sudden Tom Jones dance that turned embarrassment into joy. After the series, Ribeiro survived the danger of being frozen inside one role by moving into hosting and competition television, winning season 19 of Dancing with the Stars in 2014, then taking over America's Funniest Home Videos in 2015, and later returning to Dancing with the Stars as co-host. But even success kept circling back to Carlton. In 2019, the US Copyright Office rejected his attempt to register the famous dance, a reminder that the gesture everyone knew was not fully his to own. Away from the stage, his first marriage to Robin Stapler ended in divorce, and he later built a larger family with Angela Unkrich and 4 children in all. In 2026, Alfonso Ribeiro is 54 and lives in Los Angeles. Hilary Banks, played by Karen Parsons. She first appeared in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in 1990 at age 24. Hilary floated through Bel-Air in silk confidence, funny because she seemed untouched by the world until life corrected her. After the series, Parsons chose a quieter kind of permanence, founding Sweet Blackberry to tell overlooked stories of African American achievement to children, then becoming an author with books such as How High the Moon and Flying Free. Her career no longer chased the loudest room. It turned toward classrooms, libraries, and young audiences who might never know her first as Hilary. She married filmmaker Alexander Rockwell in 2003, raised their 2 children, Lana and Nico, and later opened her Providence home to help a struggling young filmmaker, an act that strangely echoed the sitcom that once changed her own life. Fame gave her a character, time gave her a mission. In 2026, Karen Parsons is 59 and lives in Providence. Nicky Banks, played by Ross Bagley. He first appeared in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in 1994 at age 6. Nicky was the small, smiling, late arrival who gave Uncle Phil and Vivian's house one more heartbeat. Bagley was already a child performer when he joined the series, winning Young Artist recognition for The Little Rascals and Fresh Prince, then reuniting with Will Smith in the 1996 blockbuster Independence Day as Dylan DeBro. But childhood fame did not become an adult chase for visibility. After a handful of later screen appearances, he stepped away, studied cinema and television arts at California State University Northridge, and rebuilt himself outside the machinery that had known him as a little boy. In later years, he returned sparingly, including the 2020 Fresh Prince reunion, while working as a Los Angeles realtor and DJ. His story is quieter than the others, but no less telling. Some children survive fame by leaving the frame. In 2026, Ross Bagley is 37 and lives in Los Angeles. Ashley Banks, played by Tatiana Ali. She first appeared in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in 1990 at age 11. Ashley was the youngest Banks child, bright-eyed, musical, and slowly learning how innocence changes inside a famous house. After the series, Ali refused to remain only a child star. Her single, Daydreamin', reached number 6 on the Billboard Hot 100. She became a 5-time NAACP Image Award winner, and she graduated from Harvard University in 2002 with a degree in African American Studies and Government. Her private life took a quieter but heavier turn when she married Stanford scholar Vaughn Rasberry in 2016 and later described the traumatic hospital birth of their first son, Edward, whose delivery left him needing neonatal care and pushed her toward maternal health advocacy. The girl who sang in the bank's living room became a woman speaking for mothers in real rooms of pain. In 2026, Tatiana Ali is 47 and lives in Los Angeles County. Jeffrey Butler, played by Joseph Marcel. He first appeared in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in 1990 at age 42. Jeffrey watched the Banks family with dry eyes and a sharper tongue than any silver tray could hide. After the sitcom, Marcel returned again and again to the classical stage, building on his Royal Shakespeare Company background and appearing with Shakespeare's Globe in King Lear, Much Ado About Nothing, The Tempest, and other productions, including a Helen Hayes Award nomination for his Lear. His life had already carried him across worlds. Born in Castries, St. Lucia, he moved to Britain as a child, grew up in Peckham, and later built a family after divorce and remarriage, with children who knew him beyond the butler's uniform. The role made strangers call out "Jeffrey" across decades, but the theatre kept giving him older kings, exiles, and haunted men. In 2026, Joseph Marcel is 77 and lives in Banstead. Jazz, played by DJ Jazzy Jeff. He first appeared in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in 1990 at age 25. Jazz drifted into the Banks mansion with a grin, a flirtation, and the near certainty that Uncle Phil would throw him back out. Jeffrey Towns had already made hip-hop history with Will Smith, winning the first Grammy Award for Best Rap Performance and later another Grammy for Summertime, while their records helped carry rap into mainstream family rooms. After the sitcom, he deepened his legacy through A Touch of Jazz, producing and shaping work connected to Jill Scott, Musiq Soulchild, Bilal, and Michael Jackson's Invincible. Offstage, he married Lynette Jackson in 2010, raised 4 children, and in 2020 survived pneumonia during the early COVID era, later admitting the shutdown forced him to confront the guilt of missing family time while playing 160 dates a year. The laugh stayed loose, but the turntables carried weight. In 2026, DJ Jazzy Jeff is 61 and lives in Wilmington. Viola Vi Smith, played by Vernee Watson. She first appeared in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in 1990 at age 41. Vi arrived like the life Will left behind in Philadelphia, loving him fiercely while refusing to let Bel-Air soften his spine. After the series, Watson built one of television's most durable character careers, returning to daytime as Stella Henry on General Hospital and winning Daytime Emmy Awards in 2018 and 2019, then reaching another generation as Nurse Gloria Tyler on Bob Hart's Abishola. Her own life moved through 2 marriages to Joe Duckett and photographer Van Johnson, divorce and motherhood to Sunday, Ginia and Josh. In 2005, she was pulled into a harsh public spotlight when she testified during Michael Jackson's trial as the accuser's former acting teacher. Yet time gave her a late reward, 2 Emmys after nearly 50 years of work. Proof that endurance can arrive quietly and still feel like thunder. In 2026, Vernee Watson is 76 and lives in Los Angeles. Lisa Wilkes, played by Nia Long. She first appeared in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in 1991 at age 21. Claudia was a brief spark, but Lisa returned with steadier force, the woman who nearly pulled Will into marriage and adulthood. After the show, Long became one of the central faces of modern black film romance and drama, winning 3 NAACP Image Awards and a Black Reel Award, with The Best Man, Love Jones, Soul Food, and Third Watch turning her into a symbol of strength. Her personal life became painfully public when her 13-year relationship with Ime Udoka ended in 2022, after the Celtics suspended him over a workplace relationship. She later sought support for their son Kez, while also raising her older son, Masai. In 2026, she entered another chapter as Katherine Jackson in Michael and Estee Lauder's first North America brand ambassador. The screen kept asking her to stand tall. Life made that grace expensive. In 2026, Nia Long is 55 and lives in Los Angeles. Aunt Helen, played by Jennifer Lewis. She first appeared in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in 1991 at age 34. Helen could walk into a family argument like a brass section, loud, glamorous, and impossible to ignore. After the series, Lewis turned a lifetime of matriarchs into a crown, earning Critics' Choice and SAG recognition for Blackish, voicing Mama Odie in The Princess and the Frog, and Flo in the Cars films, publishing The Mother of Black Hollywood, and receiving a Hollywood Walk of Fame star in 2022. But the laughter carried bruises. She was diagnosed with bipolar disorder in 1990, wrote openly about addiction and therapy, adopted her daughter Charmaine, survived a romance scam loss, and in 2022 endured a near-fatal 10-foot fall in Tanzania that required a 9-hour surgery and a long recovery. Her story became a body rising again, singing through pain without pretending it was painless. In 2026, Jennifer Lewis is 69 and lives in Los Angeles. Jackie Ames, played by Tyra Banks. She first appeared in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in 1993 at age 20. Jackie brought West Philly history into Bel-Air, reminding Will that old friendships can arrive with unfinished feelings. After the sitcom, Banks became one of fashion and television's defining moguls, breaking barriers as the first black woman on the cover of GQ and the first black woman to appear solo on the Sports Illustrated swimsuit issue cover, then creating America's Next Top Model, hosting The Tyra Banks Show, and winning 2 Daytime Emmy Awards for the talk show. Behind the power pose were private costs. She spoke publicly about painful IVF struggles before welcoming her son York by surrogacy in 2016. And in 2025, she revealed that her Los Angeles home had been destroyed in the Palisades fire while she was in Australia. The girl who entered as Jackie became a global brand, yet time kept stripping glamour back to survival. In 2026, Tyra Banks is 52 and lives in Sydney. Hattie Banks, played by Virginia Capers. She first appeared in The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air in 1990 at age 65. Hattie moved through the Banks house like old thunder, warm one minute and immovable the next. Long before she became the family elder on the sitcom, Capers had earned Broadway's highest recognition, winning the 1974 Tony Award for Best Actress in a Musical for Raisin, where she carried Lena Younger with force, grief, and tenderness. After The Fresh Prince, she worked into old age on television and in voice acting, while her larger legacy remained on the stage she had helped open for black performers through the Lafayette Players. Her life was anchored by work, discipline, and her son Glenn, who confirmed her final illness after she was hospitalized with pneumonia. The applause faded slowly, but the authority in her face never did. Virginia Capers died on May 6, 2004, at age 78 from complications of pneumonia, and her ashes were scattered near Los Angeles. In the end, The Fresh Prince of Bel-Air became more than a sitcom. It became a memory its cast could never fully leave. Will Smith carried it into global stardom. Alfonso Ribeiro turned Carlton's dance into a second life. Tatiana Ali and Karen Parsons found quieter paths, and Joseph Marcel kept performing with Shakespearean grace. Janet Hubert's long hurt finally met reconciliation, while James Avery's absence still shadows every reunion. Which face from the Banks house do you miss most? Some families survive only as echoes on a living room screen.